This is WFYI News Now. It's Thursday, January 29th, and I'm Sarah Neal-Estes. Here are today's Central Indiana and statewide stories. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department has its new chief of police, and the appointment makes history for the city. Jeremy Rubin reports.
Tanya Terry, a 27-year law enforcement veteran, was appointed to the position by Mayor Joe Hogsett. Terry will be the first woman to permanently hold a position in the city's history. Terry previously served as Deputy Chief of Operations at IMPD, was a founding member of IMPD's Violent Crimes Unit, and helped create the Juvenile Diversion Program, which supports young people through community partnerships. The previous head of IMPD, Chris Bailey, took the role as Chief Deputy Mayor in early January. Terry is scheduled to be sworn in on February 2nd, 2026. I'm Jeremy Rubin.
Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears has taken himself off the short list of potential successors to Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett. Mears announced this week that he intends to run for re-election this year, temporarily putting rumors to rest that he will run for mayor. Mears told our content partner, MearIndy, that he plans to focus on prosecuting violent criminals and cracking down on public corruption. With key legislative deadlines looming for the first half of Indiana's legislative session, the House and Senate passed numerous bills this week. In one, land ownership may become limited for non-U.S. citizens and foreign businesses. Limits could also be placed on higher education for non-citizens. Samantha Horton reports on a Statehouse bill that aims to protect Indiana from foreign adversaries.
The proposed legislation would clamp down on land ownership and technology contracts with international companies from designated countries of concern. Bill author Representative Matt Commons says it's not about targeting people.
It's about addressing the reality that certain foreign governments, particularly China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea, routinely use corporations, research pipelines, and real estate as tools of state influence, economic leverage, and intelligence collection.
But the bill does add individual restrictions, including access to higher education. People from countries of concern studying in certain scientific fields would have to undergo a review before being allowed to study at public universities in the state. Students potentially affected by the bill already attending school would be allowed to continue their studies. I'm Samantha Horton in Indianapolis.
A Purdue University spokesperson declined to comment on the bill at this time. Indiana University did not respond to a request for comment. Also at the Statehouse, state senators approved a bill this week to extend syringe service programs another 10 years. The programs provide clean needles and connections to treatment. The first in the state opened in 2015 in response to an HIV outbreak in Scott County. Here's Republican Senator Michael Crider, who brought the bill.
If the law's on the books and we have another epidemic, another crisis situation, we can act really quickly on that. But if we eliminate the law, we're right back where we were in 2015.
But some opponents say syringe services programs facilitate illegal drug use. Republican Senator Mike Gaskell says he doesn't think giving people everything they need, except the drugs themselves, is good policy.
I think we have to take a rough, firm approach to drugs in the United States, and this is certainly, in my opinion, not it.
If the bill passes the House, syringe services programs could be approved into 2036. State approval is currently set to expire this July. 6 counties have syringe programs, including Marion. And Indiana LGBTQ+ advocates gathered at the Statehouse yesterday. Pastor Brian Shivers attended the event. He spoke against legislation that defines sex and gender based on certain biological characteristics at birth.
And it's my hope that the bill would be defeated, and I would hope that our legislators would begin to think about what kind of harm such a bill would cause for people in our state. They are citizens of our state, and they deserve protections and rights just like everyone else.
The bill also includes language to restrict bathroom use based on gender at public schools. That's all for this episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Zach Bundy, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Kendall Antron produced our music, and if you liked today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. to get the latest updates from our newsroom anytime. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.